I leave this for us here, and
You can eat that like this,
you have enough cups.
Here, we can pour, here.
We can be efficient.
Or if you just give me your cups, I can pour it in and then
very
and pass it in, and then the next round we can just.
I think I have some more cups in there in the back.
And just put a little bit in because we need a lot of it.
Yeah.
And we need, yeah, okay.
Everybody just has to,
Because I
everybody
want
just has
us
to
to
write their name on
start-
the bottom of the cup.
I wanted to
Well,
start.
then we can pass it around.
Here's little cups.
The second one.
Three of
Well,
us
that's
will be able
great,
to,
that's probably even
Yeah,
better.
those are probably better.
These are probably better. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
looks like you have enough.
Then you can see the color.
Right, exactly, that's kind of happens, the visual is the,
Anybody
Okay,
need
great.
water?
there we are.
I'm going out for water. Anybody want one?
Oh, thank you.
No?
No, thank you.
That's for you.
Okay.
Oh.
So let's say the blessing on the wine together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. And now taste and say Amechayim.
Who still needs?
Actually, I'll take one down here. Over here to the right.
Okay, then more.
In the winter, the ground is frozen. I am reading now from the Haggadah. But we know it contains the life below. The white wine we drink symbolizes winter's pale light and white snow. We layer ourselves in clothing, blanketing ourselves from the cold, just as the earth is insulated by snow. The fruit we eat for the world of Asiya, likewise, has a protective outside and soft interior. Now we eat fruit with the inedible shells or peel. And we have nuts, pomegranate, oranges, avocado. The edible parts of the fruit correspond to perfection and purity, while the inedible is connected to deficiency and impurity. This is parallel to the realm of action, the lowest of the spiritual world, a world which is enveloped by materialism, just as the fruit is enveloped in its peel. Together, the shell which conceals these fruits also protects. In our daily activities, our spiritual selves require protection and nourishment. Sometimes we wrap ourselves in a tough outer shell to protect our feelings and our hearts. So now, if you take a moment, if we pause here and we think about what this few sentences said, you can see how your life is going, because we do have situations that we actually are dealing with this, either if not on a daily basis, but we are vulnerable. We could be like a hard shell. Maybe we think that if we build a hard shell to protect our inner from the environment that we think that is harming us, maybe it's a mechanism that's good for us. It's not always so bad. So perhaps as the evening would go along, the Kabbalists will sit and actually contemplate on their life at that point. Where is it that I am covering myself when it's not necessary? When is it when it's necessary? Because I do need my protection from the environment. Not all environment that we are is good, right? And actually then Rabbi Tarfon from the Mishnah, he compares the Jewish people to a pile of walnut. If one walnut is removed, each and every nut in the pile is shaken and disturbed. And then he says, let's think about us. We too, when a single Jew is in distress, every other Jew is shaken. And this is where they are now talking about the branching out of, not as an individual, the branching out is a composition of our society. Cannot longer think all about yourself. Think how you affect others. Think how you move around and what's happening there. As we eat this fruit representing Asiyah, may we find healing in our physical lives, in our relationship with our body, in our strength, in all matters, physical and practical, in our environment. So when you toss away your shells, look at your characters. On the first plate, I have coconut that you can pass around on your plate. I also have, what did I put there?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. So because I wanted this just to make it for decoration. So yeah, get this on your plate.
The fruit.
Yeah. The coconut and what is that?
I'll give you.
Yeah, yeah. You want to pour to get ready for the next.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more? Yes, you need one too.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Here,
Okay.
Some cranberry in your apple juice.
Sure.
So for you to have a tiny taste of again of the symbol that is behind it, correct? And as we maybe hold,
That's okay.
You can leave the tops here when it comes back.
Okay.
Put it back on. Does anyone else need apple juice or cranberry juice for the next one?
we are still in round one, so
No, but
maybe
we can-
we'll,
yeah,
yeah,
we
okay,
got-
yeah,
it's
we
getting
may
ready.
save some time, I
Yeah.
got it,
Yeah.
I totally got it.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
And,
The bracha.
the bracha. So now is the time where we are, for a minute, asked to close the eyes, think about your characters, here's your hardness, your trait, maybe picture a bad trait as being your shell. See if you want to share it.
Picture of what?
A hard shell, a trait.
Great.
A trait,
Oh,
yeah. And we'll say, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'etz. I'd like to move on to second phase. I'll rush it a little bit, okay? Olam Hayetzirah, the world of emotions and formation. It comes in the spring and it's characterized by water. In this world, we turn clay into bricks, iron into plows, words into poetry. In this sphere, we celebrate creative power, both ours and God's. In this realm, we celebrate change and creativity, because spring is, again, the time for bloom and creativity together. To symbolize this world, we drink white wine with a dash of red. This gradually deepening of color parallels the awakening of colors in nature as the sun brings the earth back to life. In spring, the sun's rays begin to thaw the frozen earth, and the first flowers appear on the hillsides. As we drink the second cup of wine, white with a dash of red, maybe like the flowers, blossom into our full potential. And everybody did a little mix here, okay? Oops.
Come and bring it.
What happened here?
Cup broke.
It cracked.
No, it comes in two pieces.
No, I know,
No, but it's
but,
spilling from the bottom, so it did crack.
The bottom of the cup cracked.
Now, what's the symbolism? What's the meaning of that?
the brokenness is always there, guys. You know, just find a way to fix it, you know?
Oh, thank you.
Did you mix? Did you mix?
Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Didn't say the blessing.
I didn't say the bracha. Okay, let's go. Fast track. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei bri hagafen. We eat food without protective shell now on the second round. Food with inedible pits. To symbolize how in spring we will forget our protective attire and expose our soft bodies to the sun. Still, this food contains pits, reminding us that we may still have hardness around our heart. Despite the wondrous expressions of our spirit, each of us still feel the need to protect what makes us vulnerable. Again, we take the hardship of the protection from the outside and we bring it in. And when we say, I have a heavy heart, that's the meaning. It's like you have some kind of a heavy burden that is usually, from a spiritual perspective, it sits on the kidneys and it sits on your heart. If you internalize too much, so the energy just sits there and brings you down. So the pit inside us is maybe we can see a impurity of some sort. You know, I don't like to use purity for people, but if you say that impurity in the sense that it's not always right and it needs some fixing and it needs some brushing off and bring some good positive energy. So negative energy could cause us to be impure in many ways, if you think.
I have a question, sorry. How do the major Jewish holidays factor into this? I mean, like, for example, spring is when Pesach is. So, I mean, is there any relationship there?
You know, there is always a way to find a relationship, and these are the school of thoughts. So the Kabbalists didn't stop here. The whole theology of mysticism, Jewish mysticism, is around the four worlds. It is around the 10 Sefirot and the emanations on Chesed and Gevurah, and how we act in everything on a daily basis, in holidays, in special occasions. Yeah, and so for example, the Reb Zalman Schachter movement, the Jewish renewal, the Jewish renewal theology is all about four worlds. Even if they do a wedding, they make it into four worlds with the symbolism of it. Of what does it mean in a relationship if you go in a wedding? And then they bury somebody, they bring in four worlds. You see? Okay. Together, as we eat the fruit of Yetzirah, may our hearts be open to the feeling and needs of ourselves and others, allowing the warmth of our care to extend to the whole world. May we find healing in the realm of emotions. May we find healing in our hearts. So again, because if, let's say, you meditate and you find that you're really sad and you really feel the heavy of the heart, then you'll say, oh, that's because you are in the emotional state. You are living now in the world of Yetzirah. What's your goal? Your goal is not to go back to number one. Your goal is to go to the next level, and there's number 3 and 4. Obviously, the 4 is nirvana. It's the nirvana of Buddhism. It's exactly it. And so by you perfecting your ability to go higher, it's only because you allow yourself to be connected to God. That's their thing. So more you discover the divine, more you bring it yourself, then you melt everything. You can melt, because once you are in the divine, you are healed. and